Hello everyone, it's Thalan McRom. We're back in the vanilla vintage story playthrough. Yeah, I've been trying to upload one of these about once every other day, just to kind of keep the story moving along. So, in our last episode, we did some trading, and we got some gears. We're going to try and do some more trading today and get some more gears. But I'm going to take some time and finish offloading our ship, because I kind of want to take it and see if we can't go do some larger scale trading here. So I'm going to get started on some of that, and I'll bring you back once we make some progress here. So I'll see you all back in a second. Alright, folks, we're back in our ship here, and I brought some supplies with me, including a little bit of rope ladders, just in case we find something we want to explore. Got my money, I got some extra trade goods, and I got some bread we're going to try and sell. I haven't fully finished unloading the boat, but we're getting there, slowly but surely. So I'll put my trade goods in here, just so we have them. Because I know we found someone who would buy that amulet, and some people who buy leather, nails, and candles. I'm going to go ahead and leave this vessel in here. There we go. So we're going to head off, and I'm going to go explore over this direction, kind of past where we've been going, see if there's any more merchants over here and traders. Because I would really like to find like a survival trader over this area somewhere. We have a luxury goods trader up there, but I don't think we have anything that they'll want right now. But anyways, I'll bring you back in a bit. I did stop here to see how often our trader reset, and it looks like it's going to be in about 1 day, so we can actually come back through and sell him some more nails here soon. Which means, if I had to guess, our treasure hunter trader over there probably be ready for us to visit again in about a day. Well, it's not a trader, but I did stop and find a surface node of borax here, so I could probably dig down and get some borax. But I did also see a trader on the map, so we're going to go see if we can't get over to that trader and see what kind of trader they are. We're going to have to be careful we don't fall into the cave that's showing up on the map over here. Also do a little foraging when we're out and about, just see if we can get some more seeds. Because you always want lots of seeds for your farms. And we can see the trader over there, just across the lake. We're going to go around the lake, though. We're going to keep an eye out on these stones, since we already found borax in one area. Got some red currants that we can take with us. Okay, we've made it over here to the trader. Yeah, maybe. Getting in the trader might be slightly problematic because of how they're situated. Because we can't really get rid of that tree in front of them. There we go. Alright, we've made it to the trader. It's a commodities trader. Well, they buy cracked vessels and things that we are not going to sell. But interestingly, they sell potash. That's amazing. They also sell lime and alum and blasting powder and bismuth and linen and cassiterite and sulfur. So this is a very good trader for us to know about. So we're going to go commodities. saltpeter. And the reason saltpeter is so good, or potash, it's potash that I was cared about, is potash, this thing they're selling here, you can normally only find this inside of halite / salt pillars in the game. Normally, that's the only way you can get that. But it's a fertilizer that's very valuable in the game because one of the things it does is it actually permanently increases the fertility of any farming soil you apply it to. So you can combine that with, say, that Terra Petra I made in a previous episode and make some incredibly fertile soil, like the most fertile possible soil currently in the game. So that's something worth remembering. Now, I'm not going to buy it from him right now, simply because I have higher priorities right this second. But that's something we'll remember for the future, so that, you know, when we have extra gears laying around and we want to just improve our farming that much more, we can come to that guy and get it that way. Okay, well, I'm going to go continue our exploration, see if we can't find some traders, because in the next day or so our other traders will have reset and we'll be able to go sell them some more stuff anyways. We're going to head down this way and see what we find. Oh, I already see one more trader on the map here. It's going to be right over here in this area. I just saw him right there. We're just going to pull in this little gap here. That would give us a good way to know where our boat is. I'm going to mark the boat so we don't lose it. And then I'm also going to remove that one. There we go. Alright. Let's go see what kind of merchant is over here. We have to go up this way. I didn't realize how much of a valley I parked in here. It'll be alright. It'll work. Little mini cave. And we can see him over there in the distance. A couple little caves in here. Poking around since we're in the area. Never know when you might find something valuable sticking out. Oh, that one's just a deep hole. We don't want to go with that one. Alright. Made it to the trader over here. We even have a bed we could sleep in. Except there's no trader. Alright. This is unusual. But so it's not impossible. There are things that can cause traders not to spawn or whatever. Normally they'll respawn though. But we're just gonna borrow his bed real quick. unfortunately has not respawned, so we don't know what kind of trader this was. So we'll look around and see if we see another one, because sometimes you can see them just within a short walk of each other too. Not seeing any immediately sticking out. But I'm going to mark this one anyways. We're just going to go with this, and we're going to go kind of a gray color, and we're just going to go missing. There we go. Save, because we don't know what kind of trader it was. It was supposed to be here. Get some more berries. I was grabbing these berries because, you know, they're a good little snack to have. Oh, something knocked those berries off that bush. Also keeping my eye out for any random crops I might find. That could be of value. Like I found some rye earlier, which I took. Because I can throw that in the box and take it home. And what I could really do is if I was just interested in gathering seeds, I could always just grab these crops, because there's always a chance to get the seed no matter what. Whether it's grown or not. I just like to wait till it's grown, because then I get the product and the seeds. Just poking around a little bit here before I go over the hill to the boat. My seeds and stuff that I'm going to take back in here. Unwedge myself from in here. Alright. I'm going to continue our adventure, and I'll bring you back after one more, probably, day, and then we'll head back to our normal merchants that we were familiar with. Alright, I stopped here just because I saw what looked like a merchant on the map, but it's actually just a crimson maple. It tricked me. But that is a beautiful looking maple tree, though. Fairly rare in the game. But look at that. Alright, I love the color on that. What are these? Green, cracked. I don't know if this is an edible mushroom or not. Let's see here. What are you? It is. Yeah, we'll take that with us. So let's check our map. Not seeing any down this way. Now, we've apparently been over here before. Yeah, so this is how we get down towards our other merchants. That's probably another crimson maple there on the map. But not seeing anything standing out to me as merchants. So we're going to turn around and head back and go hit our other two merchants, because theoretically they should have reset by now. So we're going to go check them out and see if they're ready for us to sell them some more of our goods, especially since some of our trade goods will expire, specifically the bread. And they won't buy it after it's a certain age, so you have to get it to them within a certain time frame. Excellent. Fine, Garrick. Just taking a quick look around. We got some other mushrooms we'll take with us. And we're taking the mushrooms just because they have a fairly decent shelf life anyways. just gonna poke around because it looks like there might be a ruin or something over here. Maybe worth checking out. Could also just be some coloration caused by a tree or something on the map. It's definitely a cave here. We'll stick our nose in it real quick. You can hear the Bowtorn. No, I'm not going to go in there and mess with Bowtorn in that cave. They've got the upper hand. It's their cave. Yep, there they are. I wonder if it's going to collapse from me walking on it. Because that's a thing that can happen. Well, we got copper, though. I'll mark it. Don't need it. Well, it's probably a fairly big vein, too. Looking at this. Per surface vein, anyways, because the number of nuggets on the top here generally indicate how big the vein is underneath. Alright, let's get back to the boat, though, before I wander too far and forget where it is. Alright. Gonna eat some more of my berries before they go bad on me. And we're gonna head back to our other traders. Good news is we can just take a straight shot back. Alright. We're back at our normal merchants here that we've been dealing with. We're gonna see if they've reset, because they were supposed to reset in a day. It's been a day of traveling and sleeping and stuff, so let's see if our furniture trader has reset. He has not. So less than a day. So he's still got some time till he resets. Alright, so let's go. We can go burn some time while we wait on him to finish. We'll go wander over here and see if that's the same deal with the treasure hunter. Okay, we've made it back to the treasure hunter. Let's see what the treasure hunter, what he looks like. Alright. He has reset, and he will buy candles. He'll buy 2 candles for 1 gear, and he'll buy up to 6 candles. So we've got that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll do that. And he'll also buy the flax bread. He'll buy, looks like 24. Because he's buying them in batches of 8. Alright. Yep. Oh, he's also buying wolf pups this time. If we had wolf pups. Alright, there we go. And he'll also buy spelt bread. We don't have enough to max that out. He'll buy up to 10 of the, or 5 stacks of that this time. But we don't have it. What about bags? Oh, he's buying linen sacks, and he'll buy 2 of them. So there we go. Alright, we made some money off this guy. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. And if we had a survival trader, we could buy these. Because the survival traders are the guys who sell these wolf pups. And if we had more spelt bread and some rye bread, we could also sell them that. But we don't right now. But we can come over here. If we could make the spelt bread and the rye bread in the next 5 days, we can sell it to him. Same with if we could make like a long bow. Or if we wanted to sell him a tin bronze pickaxe. But I really don't want to sell him that. Definitely don't want to sell him the black bronze shovel or tin bronze shovel for those prices. But the wolf pup would be cool if we could find one. Alright. So that's him settled. So I'm going to poke around a little bit, then we're going to go back down and sell some to the furniture trader, because his inventory should reset, and he should be willing to buy things again here. So we'll head back down that way in a minute. Alright, we're back here at the furniture trader to see if he's reset. Should have. Alright, he has. But he's not fully reset. He still won't buy any more nails and strips from us. At least not the copper ones. If we had bismuth bronze or tin bronze nails and strips, you'd buy those. Same with the black bronze. Or if we had colored glass. Those are all expensive things to be asking for there, man. How do you even make a chandelier? Oh, you just have to find them. Interesting. Oh, he sells brass torch holders, but they are expensive. At 14 gears apiece? No. Alright. Well, unfortunately, we don't have anything to sell that guy. So I think we'll probably have to start venturing out a bit further for some of our trading. But I'm not going to make you all watch all of that traveling, so we're going to head back, drop off some stuff, and check on things back at the house. Alright, so one of the things I'm doing right now is I'm making a storage crate. Because I need to do something with all this conglomerate stone I've got. I think I'm just going to put this right there. And then that's just going to be my conglomerate stone box. Y'all are probably wondering why I'm saving so much conglomerate stone, considering it has very little use. Well, if I'm going to be expanding my road, as I talked about in the previous episode, I'm going to need a ton of stone. And so all of this conglomerate stone will get used for making the stone pathways. Which is just a bit of dirt and some stone for each section of stone pathway. And then you're probably like, well, why are we making stone pathway? Well, that's because you get, like, I think it's either 10% or 15%, you know, walking speed bonus while using the stone pathways to walk around. Which, you know, may not seem like a lot, and it, in the grand scheme of things, probably isn't, but it's certainly better than no bonus. Alright, so put all that in there. There we go. Alright. So I'm going to make some more preparations for our next voyage out to go and do some more trading, because we're getting real close on the gears here. We're just under halfway to our elk. And so I think, you know, 2 or 3 more good trade runs will get us the next, you know, the next 20 or so gears we need, especially if we can hit, like, you know, a couple of merchants that will buy some of the stuff we have. But we're going to need some more trade goods for that. So I'm going to work on that here for a second. And I'll bring you all back when we're done, or when we're doing all that, or after I'm done making the things, I should say, to be more accurate. All right, folks, I'm gonna bring you back. It is nighttime. I just harvested some of my crops. We're going to go check our greenhouse real quick, see how things are looking in there. Not that I expect these crops to be done in here, but, you know, they're coming along. They got about 3 growth stages left. Some of these only have 2 left. So I think we'll have a pretty good flax harvest. It won't be as good as it could have been, but it's alright. Maybe a good start for this first rotation. The other thing I did is I got a few carrots out of my front garden here, which is nice. But the main thing that I spent the last bit of time doing since we got back from our trade mission is I baked up 64 units of rye bread. Because my goal is we're going to sail, we're going to hit this trader, sell him some rye bread, because we didn't have any, and we'll go around the horn here, so to speak, and get over here to this survival trader and sell him some rye, or treasure hunter trader, sell him some rye bread, and then we're going to hit these 2 survival traders and see if we can't sell them some of our leather and other goods. And we're going to see where that gets us. And we're also going to hit this commodities trader and take some nails with us. But actually, before we do that, let's come over here and let's do something. Because the other thing I also made at one point is I made an iron chisel. And the reason I made an iron chisel is because I found these bismuth bronze plaques, which I have no intention of using around the base. But we can take an iron chisel, and because I tried using the copper chisel, and this is how I figured out you need one of at least equal quality or better to do this. But we're going to break these apart into its components. Now, we're losing a little bit of bismuth bronze doing that, unfortunately. But that's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to... Actually, I'll just do it this way. You just need to drop this down to 60. We're going to put it in here. We're going to smelt this bismuth bronze. I'm going to throw this in here just for storage purposes. And we're going to use it to make some nails. Because I did notice that... What's the smelting temperature on this? Oh, wow, that's low as I'll get out. I could actually almost just use peat for this. Just seem to recall being the case that you could use peat for this. But anyways, we're gonna make this into nails. The purpose being, some of those commodities good traders will buy bismuth bronze nails. In addition to, we could also make some tin bronze nails if we really wanted to keep squeezing the gears out of them, since we kind of maxed out our copper nails on that one guy. For the time being, anyways. But we're getting so close. Like, we're almost halfway there. And the other thing I'm going to do when we go is I'm going to take a cooking pot with me, because we can store a cooking pot with our elk. You can actually also put a falx on your elk, by the way. Like, you can carry a bunch of stuff on your elk. They have a bunch of little kind of like points on their harness where you can store things. And I'll go over all that once we actually get the elk. But I'm going to go ahead, and for the last thing, we're going to pour 3 bismuth bronze ingots here that I'll use later to make nails. And then we're going to call this episode here for now. Again, I know these episodes have been a lot of, like, you know, traveling around, doing trading, little bits and things. It's okay, because that's part of the game. You just got to kind of do that sometimes, you know, to accomplish your various goals. I mean, I'm also kind of dragging my feet because I kind of want to get my flax harvest in before we take a long journey somewhere. Exactly, I can improve my windmill, among other things. Because if I can improve my windmill, I can also make the halp hammer I've been wanting. And I'm also thinking about taking some of my iron and taking my charcoal area, because the other thing I'm going to do while we're out and about with this trading run is I'm going to do a bunch of deforestation and get us some trees. I actually made an extra axe just for that purpose. Because we need more firewood, because we need another charcoal run anyways, because we only got 32 charcoal left. Now, we're not at the point in the game where we need coke or anything. That's a very late game material, and coke is basically just charcoal made out of coal. But we don't need that right now. You need that to get into some of the interesting late game techs, which we'll talk about at some point when we get there, but we're not there yet. There we go. For our tin bronze. There we go. Alright, throw our thing back there, our bismuth bronze. So we'll let that cool. But anyways, this has been Thalan McRom, back in our vanilla vintage story. We did some trading today. We're going to do some more trading here in the near future. Matter of fact, the next episode, which I'll probably record pretty soon. Now, this episode is being recorded before my previous episode actually goes live, because I try to stay a couple days ahead of time. But in my last episode, I asked you all to comment, you know, how do we want to continue building our road here? I have a whole bunch of stone sitting in 2 boxes. So we got all the stone we need, and, well, dirt's everywhere, so dirt's not hard to get. But I'm looking forward to seeing your comments to see how we should build our road, because that'll be something to do kind of in between these trading runs while we're trying to get our elk ready. And we should also make sure we make our road design account for having our elk here in the near future, because the speed bonus not only applies to our character, it does also apply to the elk. So that's something to keep in mind. But anyways, this has been Thalan McRom playing some vanilla vintage story. I want to say thank you to everybody who watches my videos, and thank you to my Patreons who help support the channel. You know, all of you are great, the people watching, my Patreons, everybody. And a reminder just for everybody out there, I do have a Discord. If you want to come and hang out, there's both a free section and a paid section. The free section is just for people who want to hang out. The paid section's for Patreons and all who want to maybe do some gaming together, and we'll get some multiplayer servers and stuff set up. Anyways, that's enough self-promotion. You all have a great one, and thank you.